So to start an Indian head massage, have your client sitting in a comfy stool, have the back area exposed so that when you're working on the back and they've got their head placed on the pillow, that you can work there nice and easily and there's nothing blocking you. You want to also make sure the client has no jewellery on that you can catch when you're working during the treatment. And finally, to make sure that their feet are on the ground and their legs aren't crossed so they're nice and relaxed during the treatment. So to begin on the scalp, we can use oil if we want to, but this is one of the few massages where you don't have to use oil, and today we're going to do it without, just to show you. What we do is we just effleurage, and it gets the client used to our touch, warms up the tissues for future moves, and just helps to prepare the client and yourself for the full treatment that's involved. So your effleurage just starts at the middle of the head, works down the neck, the outline of the arms, and just off at the elbows. Other movements that you can do are finger circles, and when you do these, just start from the middle and work down in sections. And we're speeding this up for the benefit of the video today, but take your time and do it nice and slowly. So your strips would be from the middle, sort of working to the outside, all the way down to the occipital bone just at the back of the head, and then down just in the outer strip, just along the outline of the hair, just past the ears. But again, take your time and do it really slowly. You can also do hair pulls and very gentle hair twists and tugs. And again, take your time, just work all the way over the head. Very gentle pull, nothing too severe. You don't want to make it uncomfortable. You can do this on shorter hair too, but obviously if it's too short, then you can just leave that move out. We can also do strokes through the hair, and it's almost as if you're combing through with your fingers. And again, the slower the better, and don't be afraid to really get in there, and you can even sort of zigzag in. It feels really nice and relaxing, and you can also work underneath too. We can pluck, which is quite good for stimulating hair growth. And again, you're almost sort of pinching with your fingers. This is where you start to see the volume in the hair. And you can do hand stroking, where one hand strokes over the scalp while the other hand comes up to start again. And you can either do this one hand alternate then the other, or you can do two hands together. And again, take your time, because the slower, the more relaxing. You can do static pressures, which is very similar to your circles, except rather than moving your fingers, you're just pushing in and then releasing. And again, these are all designed to relax or stimulate the nerve endings in the scalp, but it's also good for bringing circulation and blood to the scalp area, which is really good for boosting healthy hair growth. When you're doing this, again, working your strips from the inside out, and take your time. If you've done a lot of stimulating moves, you can drain, which is a bit like the effleurage, but you're just draining to the neck. So if you feel that you've done quite a lot of stimulating moves, maybe just pop some, maybe 2 or 3 draining moves in, just to relax and soothe. You've also got tapping, which again is really good for boosting circulation. And again, you can tap all over the head. You can also squeeze and lift, so you get right under the hair, and you just very gently squeeze the scalp and lift your fingers to interlock with each other. Hold for a second and then gently release. And that feels really nice, and it's quite a loosening move if a lot of people get headaches. Just take your time, very gentle squeeze, and then release. And as well as doing it from side to side, you can also do it from front to back. So again, your hand goes underneath the hair, very gently, a little bit of tension on the scalp, and then release. You can maybe do that 2 or 3 times. That's ideal for people that suffer from headaches or migraines. And we also have some hacking. Only do hacking once you've fully warmed up the area, and keep it really gentle and keep your wrists loose. But this is another stimulating move. If anyone wants to try and encourage really healthy hair growth, then you can do this, and it will bring lots of circulation, lots of blood and nutrients to the scalp area. There's lots more moves that you can do, but that's just a good selection for the scalp. So when you're finished, just start with effleurage and finish with effleurage. So all the way down from the head, over the neck and shoulders, and down at the arms. So you'd expect to spend maybe about 15 to 20 minutes on the scalp when you're doing an Indian head massage.